Okay folks, here again with another video. It's a bit of a weird one this. What happened was, been trying to do a video on improving the 125. I'm still doing it. I was cleaning up the exhaust system and I got a little bit depressed of it really, because I was trying to remove rust. And by doing so I've tried all the chemical methods, well, the ones that I could afford. So rust removal gel from Hammerite, I tried some of that and that wasn't working well. Tried removing the paint. I used a sort of a cheap paint remover, and getting the paint off was pretty dire. I even used a wire wheel, sandpaper, got rid of the paint best I could, and still the rust is there. I tried rust removal gel and it's not really working very well, so I was getting a little bit depressed with it. So what I've decided to do, sorry, that's one of my dogs whining. Oi! Alright. So I'm in my kitchen on my stove at the moment, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a thing called electrolysis. I've seen this on YouTube, and people actually, you put your component, you hook it up to a battery charger, to the negative of a battery charger, and you hook it up to the positive up to a scrap bit in water, and you put a thing called sodium carbonate into the water. Now I've been looking at around sort of Sainsbury's, and they do sell something called soda crystals. I went to Tesco's and they don't, in the Hunstanton they don't sell it, and it's basically used as a detergent. It's called, comes in the form of soda crystals, but they don't have anything. Some of the detergents don't actually have pure sodium carbonate, but what you can get is this stuff, which is either in baking soda. I think a lot of the Americans would have seen this stuff, baking soda. And if we actually remove the side, they actually have a little side label on the UK. If we remove the side label, there, it says it's basically pure sodium bicarbonate. So it's not really ideal. You can't use sodium bicarbonate for electrolysis, so you have to convert it into sodium carbonate. Unfortunately, you can. I've got some of the English stuff here, which is bicarbonate of soda, which is exactly the same stuff as it's sodium bicarbonate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat this up and turn it into sodium bicarbonate. Yes, you can do it in a saucepan. I've got an old saucepan for it, or you can do it in the oven. I'm going to do it in a saucepan and show you how it's done. See you in a bit. Okay guys, so I've got the windows and the doors open for this because there's a lot of carbon dioxide that's going to be coming off this, so you need a well ventilated area. I've got the bicarbonate of soda, and I'm going to use this tub because I want to put it back into the tub once I'm done. So I've all of that in there. Okay, this is what it looks like. That's sodium bicarbonate. Okay, so let's put it on. Apparently just heat it up on a stove, and see what happens. Now make sure you've got the windows open, the doors open, because you want a well ventilated area. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in a bit and I'll show you a bit, see what it looks like when it's bubbling away. They should see. Okay, this is what I want to show you guys. See little air pockets just bubbling up. I'll shake the pan. Give it a stir, see what happens. What you're wanting to see is all the steam and the carbon dioxide bubble up, and as you heat it up, according to a YouTube video that I saw, it should just, there you go. Did you see that? It's bubbled up. So yeah, keep heating it up until it's all gone, and then we should have sodium carbonate instead of sodium bicarbonate. Okay guys, now it's all done, put in the container. Now sodium carbonate cannot be used, unlike sodium bicarbonate, for cooking, so now we have to change things here a little bit here, just so that we know it's sodium carbonate. So what I thought, I'll just scratch this off right here, the B and the I, like that. So now it's carbonate of soda. I know I'm playing around with the English language here, but you get it. Okay, so move on to electrolysis. Okay guys, electrolysis, this is the setup. So I've got this, I'm on my deck just outside my kitchen window. I've got this bucket or bin, big container because of this exhaust pipe here. See all the rust? So I'm going to do one end, turn it over, turn it around, do the other. So that's connected up to the negative of this car battery charger, these two bits of wood, and on the positive, connected up to this scrap bit of climbing frame. And inside, they mustn't touch. It's very important that they don't touch, otherwise you'll short the thing out. This battery charger here, I'm going to put in my kitchen window and just leave it ajar so it's all plugged in. And that should be that. Okay guys, I've got the carbonate of soda. Now usually for a bucket I use about 4 teaspoons of the, or 4 tablespoons of the stuff. I'm going to use about half of this tub in there, or should I say the carbonate of soda. Stick that in. Then we just fill it up with water and switch the thing on. Okay folks, so it's all set up. I've hooked the negative up to the job. Make sure you hook the negative up to the job, because if you hook the positive up to the job and the negative up to the scrap piece, you'll end up having more rust on it. So make sure you hook the negative up. Okay guys, now that is electrolysis. You can see the bubbles bubbling up on the cathode. I'd had a bit of problem with the charger. It wasn't doing anything for a few hours, so I had to take it to bits and put it back together again. But now it's working, it's nicely bubbling. Let's have a look at the cathode. I think you can see bubbles on that as well. Okay, so yeah, all good. Okay guys, I left it overnight and look at all of that. It's just like come off from the exhaust pipe onto the thing. I did actually turn it over yesterday and try and get, because that end there's got most of the rust on it, so I did turn it over and leave it overnight. I've just turned it over now to do the other end of the pipe. Did get a wire brush and try and get most of it off. So I'll finish this off, wire wheel it, and we'll have a look at the end result. But okay folks, sorry about some of the videos I've been making, because I sort of turned my camera sideways on and it sort of made a sort of an omelette shape. But it's done. I've cleaned it up on the wire wheel, and as you can see, it's come up beautifully. Absolutely beautiful. It's still pitted, but that's because of the damage from the rust. I covered it in WD-40, so to keep it from rusting. If we go down here, see, there we go. It's all really cleaned up. Still pitted in places, but that's unavoidable. Absolutely brilliant. I'm really pleased with it. I've been able to get to little bits like that which you can't do with a wire wheel or any other process. So, to conclude this electrolysis experiment, yes, I'll definitely do it. I'll do it again. I've got some old tools that I want to get cleaned up and other rusty things. So a couple of things to be warned of. Don't use stainless steel, because you'll produce some sort of nasty chemicals you won't be able to get rid of. Baking powder. Now, trying to convert baking powder into sodium, because it's a mix of sodium bicarbonate and an acid. I don't know of a process where you can actually separate the two. If somebody knows about it, put it in the comments down below. And what else do we have to be aware of? Yeah, well ventilated area, because when you do the electrolysis, the hydrogen and the oxygen comes off it. That's what electrolysis does. It separates water molecules, H2O, from hydrogen and oxygen into a gas. So well ventilated area, don't smoke, don't play with fire. and when you turn the sodium bicarbonate into sodium carbonate, which is bicarbonate of soda in this country, I think abroad in places like America it's called baking soda, same stuff. When you do it, make sure you're in a well ventilated area, because you start breathing that in, you won't be tripping out, you'll literally be passing out, so be very careful with that. So that concludes it. I'll be able to, I've got this in WD-40, I'll clean it up, paint it, and carry on with the 125 improvement video. Thanks guys.